Hello you beautiful peeps, my name's John, welcome to my channel. Today we have a very special video. I've actually done two things that I've never done before and said I would never do. One is buy a second-hand car, naughty John, but I did. And two, I went for a nitro engine. Oh, what have I done? I don't know. It looks pretty good though. The reason why I actually picked this car though was because it was on eBay as a display only model, which means it's never been driven and it looks really tidy. Now I have to say a very big thank you to Gerd. I hope I didn't just ruin your name, in Germany. Because you could have just sent the car and the accessories, but you even took the effort, and I know it was an expense, to send all of the magazines as well. So thank you to you so much. Now I purchased this for an unbelievable €261, which is a great price. I think brand new, if you were to buy it off the shelf now, it would be about 700. I'm not 100% sure, I will just double check that one. And absolutely fabulous. It's actually made by Kyosho and it's the RB7. So I think we should look at it in a little bit more detail, don't you? Did that work? Probably didn't work, did it? I moved everything around too much. Ah well, I hope it worked. Right. This is in fact a display shell. This is the sort of thing you have on at home when you've got guests coming around and you want to show them the beautiful car that you have. But it is not used for driving. The reason being that this has to be mounted on the motor, or the engine should I say, while driving. So it obviously wouldn't fit. But let's get this shell off. Already, and I'm not joking, within the first 3 minutes of unboxing this, I broke off both of the wing mirrors and this little thing here, and the aerial that was here is now gone. Thankfully they're spares, but I have just glued them back on just for now. Of that, trying to be so careful. Right, to make sure that we are in focus, because I want you guys to see this in its glory. If you're wondering what this one's here is actually the air filter. So that obviously fits onto here and goes through the plastic shell there, which is a very cool and smart thing. We have the rear wing and the front wing for the other shell, and a spare front wing because we're obviously going to smash it up and damage it without a shadow of a doubt. Show you some of the other accessories that came along. This is luckily wing mirrors there, lots of little bits and bobs. Yep, that'll be the barge boards there. There's all the plastic bits that I was talking about, thankfully. Get those replaced. It's a nice little kit here. This is just for your wheel nuts and your glow plug there. That's obviously top of the engine. A few other bits and bobs, and luckily and thankfully it came with some new spare tyres as well, which is very good and very kind. So, what did I initially think of this car? Well, obviously I was extremely excited, but then a little bit disappointed. Nothing to do with the actual purchase. I'm very excited about that. But when I got the car initially, it had no suspension. So the whole chassis was sat on the floor like this. And I took it all apart. I had a good look at it, put it back together, tightened everything up, and it was still on the bottom. So I actually put it away for 2 weeks, just because I was a little bit upset, couldn't understand how I could fix it, and just let it stew in my mind. Well, I then came up with, obviously the shocks are the first place that I should have looked. I was adjusted all of these here and made sure that we had enough movement there. But what it was the actual shocks themselves, the piston, just it didn't feel long enough to me. There wasn't enough travel upon it. So what I did was actually I took apart a WL Toys 144001 set of shocks, took out the longer pistons, put them in the fronts and the rears, put it all back together, and now, as you can see, I have suspension, which is absolutely fantastic. It's sitting a bit high at the minute, but of course it's supposed to, because once I get all the other bits on, this bit on, fill it up with some fuel, it's going to be sort of sitting a little bit lower down anyway. There's the little engine here, ready? So that's where this will sit up there, fuel in there, and off we go. I'm really excited to see how this is going to run. I don't have the equipment to get it started now, which is why I'm not going to be doing so. I'm going to be going over to a friend who is an expert in this, and we can sort of run the engine in. Obviously I'll record the whole thing. I was debating at some point to sort of swap it for an electric motor. That may be something that I intend to do in the future, but as of now, I think I'm happy with how it is. But a lack of reverse, when you're used to having a reverse, let's see how that goes down. Now, the steering was non-existent for the right. Turned to the left a little bit, but not to the right. So I've actually changed the servo here. This is the controller that was sent with it, which is absolutely great. So if I turn that on, like so, obviously, because it's a petrol engine, we have that there, but we have the steering, which is very, very cool. I'm glad that all of that is now working as well. I've taken some footage of the motor, which I'll obviously be showing you right now. It's in fantastic condition. As I said, it's not been run, so I'm hoping there's not going to be any issues with it. It looks in perfect condition, as does the whole car. Let me just quickly show you this here as well, because I don't think I took any footage of this. What am I doing? There we go. Obviously, it's actually got a mechanical brake. So as you're braking, there's actually a pad that goes on it and stops it, which is absolutely brilliant. I do love that. Obviously, I'm really excited about driving this. There's not a lot of videos on YouTube. I was hoping to sort of see, you know, people driving it at full speed and sort of figure out what sort of speed they get. And there's not a lot out there. There's people sort of driving it up and down in a small road, but no one going at full speed for now. So once I get it set up, I'm going to get back up to the big area that we have and run it as fast as we can. And then obviously see what we can do to make it go a little bit faster. What a great, great car this is. It looks so cool. And it's one of those that, quite frankly, I would be happy if it was just left on the shelf. I'm not going to. Obviously, we're going to get it out. We're going to get it run. And we'll see how well we do. So there you go. I'm very happy, very excited, and obviously excited to show you guys as well. I actually purchased another one just because it was so cheap. This one here as well. Very basic. It's got no differential at the rear, nothing at the front. There's actually no suspension at the front. It's all some sort of spring system. And I just threw actually the old ESC and servo from the WL Toys 104009 into it, and it just ran straight away. My roof's a little bit too bumpy, so of course it was just bumping everywhere. It's not designed for that sort of terrain. But again, I'll get that out in the future. So there you go, ladies and gents. What do you think of this? Do you think it's something that we should look at on this channel? A little bit more nitro cars? Put your answers in the comments below, please. It'd be nice to sort of hear your opinions. And then I will get this out and run it as soon as I possibly can. I've ordered a few parts because obviously I need the starter for it and the fuel. So as soon as they're here, as I said, I'll get it set up and then we'll see what we can do with it. So thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you next time. Take care, stay safe. Bye-bye.